What's going on YouTube? Fresh out the box kicks here, updating a new video. Right now it is 12:18. It's getting a little late. See, I'm looking a little scruffy and shit, but it's all good. But just uploading a little video today, talking about a little different subject other than the sneakers. Basically, everybody knows what happens who watches basketball with the Derrick Rose injury. And, I'm a diehard Bulls fan. Always have been, always will be. Never jumped off the bandwagon like everybody else did whenever Jordan left. I stayed true to my team. Did root for the Sixers a little bit, just because of Allen Iverson being my favorite player. But, getting off subject. Okay, here's what really upsets me about the Derrick Rose injury is that even though it may have still happened regardless, being the fact that it was a type of injury where there was no contact, which just goes to show that he wasn't 100% healthy, as everybody knows. He was banged up, but just the fact that as a coach, I just got a hard time understanding what the hell were you thinking. Like, come on, Tom. I feel like I'm on NFL Sunday. Come on, man. Seriously, like what is going on here? It's the playoffs. The regular season doesn't mean shit, at least not to me. The regular season does not mean anything. It's all about the playoffs. That's where you win. That's where the championships are won. That's where the bragging rights are taken. The playoffs. I don't care if you go 82-0 in the regular season. If you don't do nothing in the playoffs, what does it mean? Nothing. Because you're sitting at home on your ass on the couch watching the finals in June. So, as a coach, I just don't understand what he was thinking. I mean, I know that it can be argued, maybe it was good, but to me, there's nothing to argue. What is to argue? You have your best player who is not 100% healthy as it is, very fragile as it is, and it's the playoffs. It's the first round against the Sixers. Now, the Sixers are not a good enough team, at least in my opinion, to be able to beat the Chicago Bulls with or without Derrick Rose. We beat them twice this year without Derrick Rose. We did not need to have him out there for as many minutes as we did. Now you got to ask yourself as a coach, common sense should tell you that with 2 minutes left and you're up by 12 and you still have him out there for what? What do you need him out there for? There's no reason that he should have been out there on that court. And as soon as I see the injury, I'm just sitting there. I was at work, unfortunately. I'm sitting there working because I work in customer service. So I'm sitting there working, watching the game. Next thing I know, I look up during the phone call, almost swear during the call during the customer, and I look up and I see his knee go down, and I knew it was bad. I just had this feeling, and just in my mind thinking it's over. Bad enough that you would see all the players and all of his teammates looking and like, oh man. And I just sat there and I saw the fact that he wasn't walking on his own to the locker room. I knew it was bad. So you just got to ask yourself, like, what the hell is going through your mind? I know Bulls fans like myself, I know the city, Chicago, is probably pissed right now. Quite frankly, I don't blame them. Like, you got to think smart. This is the playoffs. This is when we need Rose healthy. Personally, I don't think we needed him at all for the series against Philly. I don't think we needed him to halfway through the second round with limited time. Because we all know that it's going to be us, or was at least, going to be us and Miami in the finals. Unless by some crazy upset something happened and Miami didn't win, or we didn't win, which is very unlikely. So you got to ask yourself, like, come on, Tom, what the fuck, man? Like, the organization, like, the owners got to be pissed, the GM's got to be pissed, and he's the one to blame. I mean, maybe Derrick wanted to be out there. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to be out there. Maybe he was trying to, get a little unrusty and, just get his, his momentum back and, just getting his chemistry back with his teammates. But 2 minutes left in the game when you're up by 12 in the first round is not the time to do it. So, just handle out a little bit of frustration. Game 2 is definitely going to be, a real big deciding factor in, our mentality and where we're at, if, we're just going to roll over and die. Or, if we're just, to me, Game 2, this is the time for Chicago to show, this is our time. We've won without Derrick. We can still win without Derrick. The competition's a little bit harder because the other teams are playing harder. The energy is greater, but the attitude still has to remain the same. As long as that attitude remains the same to me, I think that we'll be okay. So, Derrick's a young guy. He's my age. Only 23 years old. I think he should definitely bounce back from this injury. Thank God he's a basketball player instead of a football player. Else there's a good chance I might never get to root for him again. But it's definitely it's definitely frustrating to see. It was definitely a depressing day for any Chicago Bulls fan. I was definitely pretty bummed out the rest of the day about seeing it myself. So I think he'll be all right. Though he's a young guy. He's got the right attitude, the right mentality. He's got a good character you could ever ask for a professional athlete and as a person. So I definitely think that he's gonna be okay. But shout out to all my Bulls fans. I'll be uploading a Kicks and Fits video later on this week. Make sure you check it out. Like this video if you like it. If you don't, oh well. Subscribe to the channel. Fresh out the box kicks. Still rooting for you, Derrick. Peace.